Hello friends, welcome to another video in the series of setting up CI/CD for Android using GitHub Actions. Till now we have set up lint, unit test and instrumentation test in the overall process, and today we'll be looking into setting up the static code analysis using SonarQube. If you haven't watched previous videos, I would suggest you to watch them so that you have an idea what we have done so far and how to work with GitHub Actions. Let's dive in. So first thing you need for this setup is your Sonar Cloud account, and for that what you can do is you can go to sonarcloud.io and sign up using either of these options. I have set up using GitHub. Once you do this, you will see a screen like this. I have one project already set up, so you see one project over here, but in your case it will be empty. Now let's see how we can add our project here and how we can set it up. So let's jump into the code. I have already added the task, so it's basically, we'll name it as static code analysis, and again it's present under .github workflows main.yaml. We have done other things like lint, unit test, instrumentation test, and now we are working on static code analysis. So we'll run this task after instrumentation test. That's why you see this dependency. Then we'll run it on Ubuntu machine. And the first thing we'll do is check out the code base as always. And Sonar Cloud has set up a dependency that we have to use at least the Java version 11 to run the build for SonarQube. So we'll do that. Now is the main task that we will do using Gradle. So we'll use Gradle W and we'll call this command app colon SonarQube, and we'll also pass in the token for Sonar Cloud. I'll show you how you can create this token, and once you have it, you should be able to run this command. And another extra thing that you need to provide is a GitHub token. GitHub token is already available with GitHub Actions, but you just need to mention this in the environment variable, because we'll be running it from GitHub. So Sonar Cloud needs access to your GitHub code base, and then that's why it needs your GitHub token. Now let's see how you can create this Sonar token. That is very easy. You just need to go to your account settings, which you can do by clicking over here. Go to my account. Once you go there, you will see this screen. From profile, you can go to security. Enter the name of your project, and once you do that and click on the generate button, it will generate the token for you. Then you can copy that token and add it in your settings. So I'm going to the settings of our repository, and there you will see these secrets. Once you click on the secret, you will see that I have already added the secret, but in your case you will say new secret, add your token, and add the value here. And once that is done, you will see the secret listed like this. Okay, now that we know how to create the secret, let's go back to our code base, and also let's see how we have configured this command. For this you need SonarQube dependency in your build.gradle file. So if you see, we have the SonarQube scanner dependency over here, and we are using what latest version 2.7.1, and then you need to apply this version in your application build.gradle like this. Once that is done, you also need to configure few properties for Sonar, and these are the properties that I have configured. What you are saying is This is the folder where we have our code base, and that's where we have everything. And then we need to provide the URL for Sonar Cloud. So for us, because we are using Sonar Cloud, we just have to provide this. But in your case, you might have installed a Sonar standalone for your private use. So you will have to provide that URL. Name of the organization, this is my GitHub username. Project keys, it will be your username underscore the repository name. And this project name is something that will be visible on the Smart Cloud. So here you see app, but in our case, the project name will be expense manager. Okay. Now that we know how to set up the Smart Scanner, let us go to the workflow file again. And so what we will do is we will commit this code and push it. And once we push it, it will start running the overall process. But first, what I want to do is I don't want to run everything again because it takes time. So instead, what I will do is I will just comment out. Let me see. Okay, so instead of doing everything, I will comment these things out and we will just do simple echo. I have commented out all the tasks so that our builds are fast. I'm just running the name of the job. So we'll use run command and we'll just say okay echo run lint. That's it. It will just print this and won't do anything else. Similarly for unit test, we will just say echo run tests and nothing else. Instrumentation test also will do the similar thing. We'll just say run espresso tests, and after that we will run our actual pipeline, which is static code analysis, that will run completely, and it depends on instrumentation test, and there we will run it completely. Now let us save this and commit our code base. So we will add everything. Everything is added. Now let's make a commit. Say added static code analysis stage. And now let us push this to master, and the moment we push this code base, it will start running the pipelines. So let's commit it and push it. Okay, now we have pushed the code base. Now let us go to our repository. We'll go to actions and we can see our pipeline has started, and lint is already done because we are just printing and doing nothing else. So it will be fast. And you can see the entire pipeline here. We have lint, unit test, instrumentation test, and then we are running the static code analysis, which is exactly the same as we discussed over here. We have lint, unit test, instrumentation test, and then static code analysis. This is exactly the same. So let's wait for instrumentation test and then we'll go to static code analysis and let's see how everything is uh, running on the GitHub action. Okay, static code analysis has started. Let's click on it, go to the console. First thing it will do is to check out the code base, then it will set up the Java version. That is also done. Now it's running the Sonar Cloud Scan. Okay, it has started the Gradle task. It will take around 1 minute to complete. So let's wait for that. So what it will do is it will take our entire code base and push it to Sonar Cloud. And once that is done, it will be able to tell us what are the code smells or tech deaths that are present in the code base. And then we can figure out what can be fixed and what is a false positive. And when we see a trend of this, it makes a lot more sense, because let's say when you start on the project, you have a lot of tech debt. Let's say you have 500 code smells, but then you continue working on the code base, and then you can see the trend that the code smells are reducing if you are making effort to work on that. Okay, our main task is running now. App Sonar Cube. It will now do the analysis and push the code base to Sonar Cloud. Okay, and the moment this is done, we will see the project in the project section, and the name of the project will be the name that we have set up in the build gradle.properties file, which is expense manager. All right, it will take few seconds. Let's wait for it. Yeah, it's done. So it took around 2 minutes, but it's completely done now, and we can look at the summary as well. Our entire pipeline has passed with all the stages. And now let's go to projects and refresh this. Okay, now we have our expense manager, and we see that there are around 1.6k lines of code. There's one bug according to SonarQube, and there are 66 code smells. Now let's go into the expense manager. Let's see what is the bug that it's pointing out. We'll click on this. Okay, so it says that in this particular class expense table there is one issue, so we should be using equals instead of double equal to. That's a bug that is it has spotted. Then there are 66 code smells as well, and you can look at them into detail. What all is there? There are around 38 minor, 16 critical, and 12 major code smells. Okay, and you can also look at the entire code base as well from here. Let's look at one of the file, and let's see what it's trying to tell us. So we'll look at one of the, let's look at category. Okay, the red line that you see on the left is, it says there are no unit tests present for this code. The problem why we are saying this red line is because we have not pushed the code coverage along with this code base, and that's why you see this red line. But the moment you push the coverage as well, you will start seeing the green line over here. And to build the coverage, you need to use Jacoco plugin, and that will create a coverage report, and we can add that coverage report in our Gradle.properties to specify the path of the coverage report, and then SonarQube will start taking that into consideration and will start showing the green lines whichever line is covered with the unit test cases. Okay, so this is primarily it, and the reason why you see coverage as 0.0 is because we have not pushed the coverage. And the organization key and project key, you can see exactly what we have entered. Everything is over here. So this is how you can configure Sonar Cloud and run the static code analysis on your code base, and you will see the entire thing in your summary as well. And this is what we wanted to discuss in this particular video. In the next video, we'll see how to package the application so that we can install it on the device and start using it for testing purpose. So I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for the upcoming videos in this series. Till then, bye and happy coding.